Hey, this is Brian from The Verge. We're here at the 2013 San Diego Comic-Con International, and we're sitting here with Seth Meyers from SNL and the new Hulu animated series, The Awesomes. Thank you for sitting down with us. This is
My
great.
pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So real quick off the bat, The Awesomes, animated show on Hulu, superheroes. Why the genre?
Well, my co-creator and I, Mike Shoemaker, always loved superhero teams. Big comic book fans, but those were always the kind of comic books we were drawn to, is ones with teams where you sort of see the interpersonal relationships between different superheroes. And so that's why we wanted to do an animated show that was about a superhero team, and The Awesomes is that team.
Cool. Well, it's really funny. We saw like the first episode earlier today at a panel. It's really funny. It's like a lot of like your collaborators from SNL. You guys are having a very good time, clearly.
Yeah.
I just want to know, like, the show came up. You mentioned that the idea first came up in 2006. Hulu got on board in 2011.
Yeah.
What was the process? What did it take so long for it to come to life?
Well, we had the idea, and then we sort of shopped it around to different networks, and it had like sort of those beginning development lives that projects have places. And it was never, we didn't have any bad experiences. It was just one of those things that, we do an animatic, or we'd turn in a script, and it just sort of like would stagnate places. Mm-hmm. And it became a thing that we sort of loved, but lamented that nothing more happened to it. But then Hulu came along in 2011 because they were looking to do original programming, and they were the first place that were willing to let us tell it the way we wanted to tell it, which was we wanted to tell like sort of a longer story over 10 episodes, the way that comic books will often tell a story over 10 issues, and that was great. And it was just really lucky that it stayed alive enough as an idea to sort of wait for the perfect vessel, which was Hulu.
Right. That's interesting. There's so many people that are making online programming now. Is it just a better creative process or just different? It seems obviously you got a lot of freedom.
Yeah, and I've been lucky to work in network television and have a lot of freedom at Saturday Night Live as well. So I haven't had any bad experiences with network television. But I will say the reason my experience with Hulu has been really great is they sort of stood by their promise, which was we want to do shows that are creative driven. We want to give you the space to do the idea the way you want it to be done. And so, yeah, it was a perfect marriage for us. And like I said, I haven't had any terrible experiences with network television, but I couldn't have had a better experience with Hulu.
Awesome. Now, schedule-wise, you're obviously very busy. You're co-creator with Late Night Jimmy Fallon. He produces that. He's very busy.
Yeah.
How do you guys find the time to actually do this show?
Well, it's funny. In 2006, we had nothing but time
right.
when we came up with it. And it's lucky for us that it's sort of a thing we're very passionate about, because I think only with this level of passion would we find the time to work on it as much as we have. Right. But that's the thing. You're really lucky for us. We always thought, like, once Mike left Saturday Night Live, we thought, well, at least The Awesomes will be a way for us to work together. We didn't realize we'd work together again on Late Night with Seth Meyers. But
right. Which, congratulations, by the way.
Thank you very much.
Very awesome.
Yeah. But it's just been great. I mean, again, like, when you grow up loving comic books, like, one of your dreams is to work on something close to that. So this has been wonderful.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned earlier most of the cast is here.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that you guys were recording pickup lines earlier?
Yes. So
here at Comic-Con.
Well, it's the perfect place to record pickup lines at Comic-Con. That's the most fitting place to be doing it. But it's great because we, obviously at SNL, when you want to change a line, it's as easy as drawing, putting a piece of tape over a cue card and writing in the new line. Like here, it requires obviously recording the new line, and often we don't know we need a new line until we see the animation. So. The animation company was smart enough to bring a microphone here, because they're like, we're probably not going to have all these guys together again for a long time.
That's fantastic. Online series as well, right? This last week was interesting. Nominations for Arrested Development, right. House of Cards. Do you think there's like a full-on legitimization that's actually happened at this point? Are we there?
Yeah, we've had nothing to do with it, but the timing of this, obviously for our show, being on Hulu, is I think people are coming to terms with the fact that it is actually television shows that is online, as opposed to, I think, the way we've seen it for the last 10, 15 years, which is webisodes. Like, this is a TV show. It could be on a network. It just happens to be on Hulu. And certainly when I go on Hulu, I'm watching network shows that I'm used to seeing on my television. So hopefully it'll be an easy transition for people to come to terms with the fact that this is an actual 22-minute television show that could would be on any other channel.
Yeah, what kind of benefits do you think there's going to be for writers, directors? Now that we're getting more programming in this vein, it's another avenue. Yeah,
look, anytime any place says we're going to start doing more original programming, it's good news for people who have original ideas. So I think Hulu's commitment to it, much like Netflix commitment to it, even Amazon committing to it, that's just good news for people who want to do creative things.
Cool. Now, back to late night.
Yes.
February, it starts. How's it going?
It's good. This is a very nice time because it hasn't sped up yet. There's no one's like sort of in the building right now. It's a good quiet time to sort of work on things like staffing and sort of more like bigger themes about it. As we kind of get into the fall, it'll become a little bit more intense, but it's going to be so intense then that I think we're sort of enjoying right now the idea of like, this is going to be great when we do it. And, not any sort of details I think we try to hammer down now. We're just going to sort of need to be re-hammered down come February. So we're trying to ramp into it at a nice place.
Now between that and the Awesomes, are you even worried, thinking about SNL, what that's going to be like walking away? Or is it just like in the back of your head somewhere that you don't want to acknowledge at the moment?
I think about SNL. I'm going to be there in the fall, and so I'm mostly thinking about just executing the job and that part of it, because I think every summer you sort of, around this time, sort of end of July, beginning of August, you start thinking about like ideas for the new SNL season. So I feel very lucky that I at least have to have like one more run at it, but it'll be heartbreaking to leave SNL. But I think the best way to leave SNL is with something to do right afterwards, so you don't spend a lot of time lamenting your decision. So hopefully I'll be busy enough to not have those laments.
Oh, very cool. Well, looking forward to that. Awesomes, August 1st, a week earlier if you're on an Xbox. Seth, thank you so much. It was really great to meet you.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Take care.